Here's Dana's apology in part to TMZ. I'm literally making no excuses for this thing at all. It's never happened before. It's the first time it's ever happened. People are going to say what they're going to say, and it is what it is. Whatever people say is deserved. I deserve it.
Well, you said you deserve it, and we're going to give it to you. What's going on, y'all? Michael here, and I'm back with another, boxing or MMA figures in public breakdown this time, because it's not exactly boxing or MMA or kickboxing or something like that, but these people do have to do with fighting. And if you don't know who that is on the screen, or for some reason you didn't read the title of the video, just be clicking stuff, it's Dana White. He had an altercation with his wife in the club recently, and I'm not really too fond of how the media is treating this versus how they treat Gervonta Davis and many other black athletes. It seems like, I hate to say it, but the straight white males are, they're getting away with murder out here in these streets when it comes to doing bad stuff. You got guys up here beating women. What, Chad Wheeler beat somebody? Did he even get in trouble for that yet? I don't know. He probably did get took down for that. But, you've got all these other guys. Ray Rice lost his whole career when his girlfriend or whoever, or his wife, spit on him, and then he punched her, which that was OD, but she spit on him first. You've got everybody out here like, yeah, she slapped him first. She slapped him first. If you look at the video, he actually was restraining her for a little while. He was probably saying some a-hole type stuff, because Dana White is an a-hole. I don't care what nobody says. He don't need to pay his fighters right. And then she's kind of yanked out of that. He grabbed her again, and then that's when she slapped him, which it wasn't cool for her to slap him anyway. But for him to come back and slap her back and then keep coming and keep on coming, and then chase her when everybody's like trying to back him up, that's too much, bro. That's too much. And anybody else would have got vilified, but for some reason, they're protecting this man just because he's the UFC president. He doesn't even fight, and that's what makes me mad. He's still a culture vulture on the low. A guy who doesn't do anything or has never done anything with fighting, but he's eating off the backs of other fighters, people that's working hard every day. They're coming from nothing, and they're just trying to make it with their family. This guy's eating off of them. And then he's one of them lame kind of guys that's like, well, yeah, you chose the job, so yeah, whatever the job entails, you have to do it. So if I pay you $500 to get in there for five-minute rounds after 3 months of training, then yeah, you got to take that $500 and be okay with it. Like, he's one of them kind of guys. I can't stand him, bro. But let's go ahead and check out Stephen A. Coon, the top coon, and see what he has to say about him.
Now, in a separate interview with TMZ, his wife, Ann White, said this: to say this is out of character for him is an understatement. Nothing like this has ever happened before. So
that's a lie, lady. Both of y'all was way too comfortable with y'all's actions. The way it all played out, you could tell you guys have probably done this before or do this quite often. Dana White, it was just his natural reaction to slap the hell out you a couple, 2-3 times. It was your natural reaction to slap him for grabbing you and restraining you, which lets me know you guys are just out here doing this kind of stuff. You're an entitled Karen, and he's an entitled Ken. He's an a-hole. You guys are both trash, and you guys both do this all the time. So stop trying to act like, yeah, he's this great guy and trying to save him and all that kind of stuff. We already know what's going on. He's going to get away with it anyway because of, his skin color. He's got the complexion for protection, so he's good. But let's go.
Though White is the face of the UFC, Stephen A., it is an entity owned by Endeavor. What type of discipline should Dana face?
Well, my immediate response to that is whatever discipline he should face is the kind of discipline he would impose upon someone he oversees, because that would be consistent with who he is. Now, I will openly confess to you, and I certainly, we shouldn't end this segment without getting your take on this. I will tell you this. Dana White is not just somebody that's connected in the world of sports. He's a friend. I love the guy, personally. So this is a very hard subject for me. We talk all the time. We certainly connected briefly since this happened. Mm-hmm. He knew there's no way on earth that I wasn't going to talk about it. My heart goes out to him.
Oh, shut the hell up, Stephen A., man. You talking about Dana White is your friend. He need to slap you in that forehead for having that terrible lineup. He's supposed to be your friend, letting you run around like that. Stop playing, bro. But like you said, I think you did kind of say one thing that made sense. He should give the same kind of punishment that he would give to any fighter. Although I don't know if he's given any punishment to any fighter that has had an issue like that. John Jones, while John Jones is a good fighter, I enjoy watching him. He's had some pretty bad disputes out here in these streets, hitting and running. I think they said, he beat up on his wife one time. Also, I think he gave that guy Greg Hardy a chance. He gave him a shot, and Greg Hardy's a known woman beater. But, he still had him in there because, he wanted that spectacle and all that kind of stuff. So I'm not sure, if he's willing to give that. He doesn't have any punishment to give because he doesn't give punishment. Also, Dana White's not going to get punished because, he's got that SWM privilege. And also, I guess who's the guy? I think one of the guys who owns the UFC is an ADL guy, which I don't know. It kind of makes Kanye West seem kind of real when he said what he said about them folks controlling every aspect. Like, what do you have anything to do with the UFC for, bro? Why are you here? Why are you even controlling how that goes? Come on, man. But yeah, man, he ain't about to get no little punishment because, he's got them Ashkenazi folks gonna look out for him, and everybody else is gonna look out for him, especially the other straight white males, because they're all on the internet saying, yeah, she hit him first. It's okay. It's okay. Equal rights, equal lefts. Yeah. F around and find out. Yeah. Like that's how they be, man. That's how they all are on the internet. But we've also got Adam 22 and what's your boy name? Almighty Suspect, the biggest clown in the whole crew, talking about this whole Dana White situation. Let's go ahead and see what they have to say as well.
You're not gonna learn much from like checking it out for
You're right.
I need
I feel
somebody
like Mike
to
will
speak
come
to.
back.
Yeah, because
Facts.
listen, if I start debating with Josh about Dana White hitting his bitch, I'm gonna be like, nah, that shit hard. And Josh is gonna be like, no, that's wrong. And I'm gonna be like, nah, that was cool. And Josh is gonna be like, no, that was wrong.
Hey, nah, I
Just
did
kidding.
see it.
Not
I
gonna
did
say
see
that.
it, and I'm not gonna lie. She opened the door for that, bro. Once you put your hands on somebody, you gotta be ready to get hands put back on you. I'm sorry.
So while I do agree with Almighty Suspect, you shouldn't be running around here as a woman putting your hands on a man and not expecting anything to happen. But I also think as a man, you're supposed to have much more frame control and not go and put your hands back on a woman. It shouldn't even bother you that much to the point where you feel like, oh man, I gotta put the 50p combo on her, man. Like, if anything, if you're able to, you should go ahead and get up out of there. Unless she's got a weapon or something that can really maim you or end your life, I don't really see a reason to, to go ahead and put them hands on her. It's not really worth it. What are you gonna get out of it? But a call to the cops. You see what happened to Gervonta Davis. It doesn't take much for a man to get in trouble, even though women do be wrong out here. It doesn't take much for a man to get in trouble, so it's best for you to just leave the situation if you're able to. But let's get to it.
Yo, we're not playing this video on stream. Let's just make that clear. But it did happen. So basically, it looked like Dana White was in Mexico on New Year's Eve with his wife, who I never personally had ever even seen his wife before. I've only ever seen him doing guy stuff with the boys. But, basically they look like they're getting into a little bit of an argument, and then she smacks him, so he smacks her, and really kind of like pushes her head and sort of like hits her like a couple more times. Now, it didn't really look like he was clobbering her, to be fair. It wasn't like the way
Right.
like
It wasn't a fist fight.
So we're kind of missing the fact that before she slapped him, he was kind of restraining her. And I think anybody that is a regular human does not like to be restrained. Imagine let's say you as a man, you're walking past some dude, he grabs your arm or something like that to stop you from walking past him, because I guess he's talking to you about some crap that you don't really want to hear, or something that's unimportant to you, something that really doesn't make a difference in your life, but for some reason he feels the need to stop you and restrain you. How would you feel about that? You probably yank your arm away, right? So then imagine, you start walking away, he grabs you again, steps in front of you. What would you do? Would you feel that was a threat, or would you be like, what do you have to say, Johnny? How are you taking that? Let me know, because I think that would be, that'd be grounds for some type of defense. Although I don't think anybody should have been hitting anybody, but I still think that is grounds for some type of defense. What do you think, or am I bugging? Let's go.
If a dude hit me, the way that I would hit them would be like way different than the way that Dana White was hitting the girl. And my girl actually seemed surprised, because when I watched it, my reaction was like, nah, you can't be doing that. And my girl responded like, if I hit you like that, you wouldn't hit me. And I was like, no, I'm way too fucking big to hit you. It would look crazy, and I'm gonna fucking hurt you. Like if you hit me, it's not gonna make me angry enough that I want to hit you back. Whereas if I get punched in the face by a fucking normal sized dude, I'm gonna be angry enough to want to hit him.
That's one of the few times I ever agree with Adam. There's no woman that can hit me that would make me angry enough, or she would hit me hard enough to be like, oh man, I gotta hit you back. Yeah, it would make me angry initially. Like, I would be really mad for that split second of time, but then I would think about the consequences of me being a man hitting a woman, my strength level, my combat technique, all that good stuff will go into, you know, the thought behind what am I going to do next. And I probably would just be like, all right, bro, you got to get the hell up out of here, bro. That's it for you. And then if I guess, you know, she continues with her onslaught or something like that, then I guess maybe there might have to be something happen. Who knows? But otherwise, it's just going to be a jack up and get you up out the house. I mean, they call that domestic violence or whatever too. So you got to be careful out here, man. There's really no way to turn when you're a man out here in these streets as far as defending yourself from women. Because, I mean, like his wife was saying, like if you hit her, you wouldn't feel that kind of way. I mean, his wife is a little offset because, you know, she's a P star and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, she's going to be a little weird and demented, but, you know, she's making a little sense right there. Like, you know, a woman shouldn't be able to hit a man and not expect anything to happen. Lady, you shouldn't be running around here thinking like, oh yeah, I'm just going to hit a man and he just going to he going to take this. He got to take this. Let's go.
With my girl, like, and especially a slap, you know that shit didn't hurt. He's on testosterone. Dana White is jacked up.
For me, what it is, and
You're a pimp. We know how you're gonna feel.
No. Now let's just say, don't put that on me. Now look. Now I'm just saying, if I was one of y'all, I just feel like once I feel a certain amount of pain, I black out.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks.
So like, even if I didn't plan on doing anything back, once she hit me, and I just be like, this bitch just hit me? I just spaz the fuck out. Once you ain't never like been play. Do y'all have siblings? I got a little sister. And when we would play fight as kids, like I'm avoiding her, I'm winning. But once she hit me one of them bangers, just boom. It's like, oh shit. And then you just kind of like snap for a quick second. Like that's kind of how it is for me. Like, you know what I'm saying? When you feel a certain amount of pain, it's kind of like, you just go fucking blank.
They say the wires cross, where you're like,
that's exactly what it is for me, bro. Once I feel a certain amount of pain, the wires cross.
Have you had enough yet?
Man, shut the hell up, almighty suspect, man. Whenever I hate when dudes be like, yeah, I just black out, I see red. You know, like I would get in the ring and fight, but I'd start taking off the gloves and I would black out and just, it would be different, bro. These kind of guys can't fight, bro. Straight up and down, man. This guy, almighty suspect, can't fight. We see who he picks on, Flacco, and what's the other little dude's name? The little Kelpie guy, he beat him up because that guy was easy work. He was a self-check. Those are the kind of guys that he beats up on to make himself seem official, and now he's sitting up talking about some, I black out. Whenever somebody says that they black out and they trying to make themselves seem crazy, bro, everybody's not out here blacking out on some like special ed type stuff, bro. Like these guys are just basically trying to scare you away with these kind of like, oh yeah, man, he's kind of crazy a little bit, man. Everybody's not blacking out, bro. When you get hit, like he said, there is indeed like a little wires that cross, but you have a split second of thought that's like, all right, man, do I want to hit this guy or not? That's what I think makes a difference between somebody who has good frame control and somebody like this almighty suspect dude who's just, whatever my feelings are at the time. Those are the kind of guys also that you see that are out here shooting the guns for somebody cutting them off in traffic or blowing the horn at them, or you know, they might have said something to his girl or something like that, and now they want to start shooting the gun. That's the difference between that kind of guy who can critically think and this kind of guy who just run around here just, yeah, I blacked out. I blacked out. That's weak, bro. Big time weak sauce right there, bro. Super weak. And I think Adam was saying like how something like that's about to happen for him or something too. I don't know. But Adam's sitting up trying to give Dana White the benefit of the doubt because he's been taking steroids, which that doesn't really give that has no credence to it because all these other folks is taking steroids and nobody else says anything about them. And then there are people that aren't taking steroids. It's funny how Adam's saying, yeah, he's taking steroids, they were drunk. But then you got Almighty Suspect talking about some Gervonta Davis has little man syndrome and he's a boxer, he's got CTE and all this kind of stuff. So that's why he goes off the rails easily when it looks like you have problems on your own, my boy. But yeah, man, don't follow Almighty Suspect's advice and learn how to have a little frame control when somebody hits you, or you will go outside with the laws and with your opportunities. Let's go.
I've been there many times in my life where I get hit, or even if someone just says something disrespectful to me and we're face to face, and it's just like, and especially when you're drinking, especially when you're fucked up, it's just so unbelievably easy. And yeah, like I've definitely been there. I just don't think my bitch could get me there.
I feel that.
You know, like, and a random girl, okay, I've definitely been in situations in the bar where some girl said something terrible to me. I say something terrible back to her, and then she like throws a drink in my face, and I just mush her the fuck away from me or something.
A mush is definitely when
Mush
people say I
is
be
the
hitting
fine
bitches,
line, right?
that's what I'm gonna do. I've never, well, I ain't gonna lie, a bitch bashed out my windshield and I got out and I put her to bed. That's the only time I've ever socked a bitch. Brand new Benz.
I'm not mad at
Brand
that.
new Benz E-Class.
Let's be
Breaks
real,
the
man.
whole back of the windshield out. She's not my bitch, nothing.
And you're not in the right state of mind at that point.
Facts.
You're
You
just
bust the whole
reacting
shit on the back, and
to
I'm just
someone
like, oh
fucking up your
shit.
car.
And I just, yeah, but that's the only other time. Any other time, a mush is cool. A face mush that's cool.
Yeah, that's respectful. That's gentlemanly shit, really.
Facts. That's really like, bitch, get away from me.
So y'all saw the Terminator scene right there, man. He slammed the other two dudes' heads up on the wall, slammed the one dude through the glass, and he mushed the lady at the end. How do you guys feel about Almighty Suspect and Adam's advice on mushing women? Have you ever mushed somebody? You think it's a more gentlemanly way of getting out of a domestic dispute or altercation with a woman? I'm not gonna lie, one time I was like 17 and this girl, like, so I don't know why. She thought it was funny. Like, I guess she ate some burgers or something with onions on it. She came up and walked up in my face and she blew her breath in my face and like some spit came out. So it was just like my natural reaction to like mush her. And I mushed her and then I mushed the hell out of her. She flew back. I felt really, really bad after. And I realized I had a lot of strength. I realized I had too much strength to be out here even mushing on folks. So I felt kind of bad about it. But how do you guys feel about mushing on somebody? I think that, I don't know, like it depends on the level of it, but at the same time, it can all go wrong. Like they say, if you push somebody, it's still a domestic charge, or it could be ending up in a domestic dispute. So I guess, you just got to watch yourself out here in these streets, man. So I'm going to go ahead and end the video right there. But my main point of the video is somebody like Dana White, who's on the level of Dana White, shouldn't be running around here making mistakes like that and doing stuff like that. You should be held at a higher standard, and the people should hold you at a higher standard too. All the people that are sitting up trying to defend him, Stephen A. Smith, you go after black athletes for the lowest little things, bro. You went after Kyrie for for being anti-jab and having I guess he shared a link or something like that. You went after all these other folks. I mean, Ray Rice, yeah, he did what he did wasn't cool at all, but you went after him with the utmost intensity. You should be going after Dana White the same way. All these other different folks that's barely giving Dana White any type of anything, bro. All y'all are trash. All y'all are big garbage, and it's hard to really take y'all serious of what y'all say in the future because you guys contradict yourself constantly. Also, I did notice that ESPN somebody from ESPN actually put out a note that said they don't want anybody putting anything incendiary about Dana White out. So that lets you know the media is indeed biased when it comes to a white man versus a black man. That just lets you know right there easily. But what do you guys think about it? Do you think that Dana White is getting preferential treatment out here for the things that he did there in that video? Should there be more said about him? What should happen to a man like Dana White? Obviously, there's nothing that could really happen to him because Dana White, he has the power. He holds the power. That's one thing I will say. When it's these black athletes and they get in trouble, they hold no power. You guys are the ones that people want to see. Yeah, you guys make the game go round. All that good stuff. but you guys hold no power. You guys don't own anything in the company. You guys are just sitting up playing for these white guys and making money for these little random white guys who don't care anything about you. They'll be the first ones talking about you anti-Semitic. You the first one that's homophobic. You the first one that's gonna be running around here doing Asian hate crimes. You the first one that's gonna be doing this. Like they're the first people that's gonna be saying that, but you're making money for them. When a white guy like Dana White does it, there's not much you can do to him because he owns the company. Unfortunately, there is stuff that should happen to him, but I mean, and then I guess we can't punish the UFC fighters. I mean, unless you can make Dana White resign or something like that, there's not much really punishment that you can really give a guy like that. We don't want to punish the UFC guys who are coming from nothing and trying to make something out themselves, and they're trying to feed their family. But Dana White, big trash. He's an a-hole, like I said. It ain't even just this. It's just the way he didn't even respect his fighters and stuff like that. You don't know nothing about fighting, but you're somehow running a fighting organization. It just annoys me. And I'm just annoyed by how all these people show their obvious bias in the media. And that really gets to me. But anyway, man, y'all let me know what y'all think. If you watched up to this point, thanks for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time.